So it is being recorded, and let's see, we're going over protocol as in the chat. I'm just making sure I get all my notes. So state your name and which community that you reside in, and I think we're ready to go. Were there any questions, Seth, in the chat? Perfect, thank you.
And we just need to say because we are muted, unmuted. Can you turn your speaker way up so we'll be able to hear
I can.
the question?
Let me see if I can figure out my own volume here. There we go. Now I have no idea how loud that is. So when somebody does talk, be careful. Okay, Article 1. This article includes pre-K through grade 12 salaries, benefits, and suppliers, and the proposed expenditure per this particular cost center is $1,719,855.79. Are there any questions about our regular instruction, Article 1?
Nope. Nope, no questions.
Perfect. Article 2. This article includes the cost for students receiving services other than provided by regular program instruction and all special education salaries, benefits, and contracted services. Special education budget proposed expenditures is $746,142.88. Any questions?
Nope, no questions.
Thank you. Let's see. Article 3 includes costs for instructional activities designed to prepare students for careers and futures in education beyond high school at, that's Foster. And the proposed expenditure cost center is 0. Guess we can't complain about that, can we?
I see no questions about that article.
Article 4. The article includes sports and leadership wages, officials' pay, sports transportation, and athletic supplies. So other instruction for Article 4 includes is a total cost expenditure of $133,916.40. Questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Article 5. This article includes guidance, the school nurse, technology, library, and applicable support staff. The proposed expenditure per this cost center is $348,092.58. Any questions?
Nope.
Thanks, Seth. Article 6, system administration. This article includes the board of directors, legal services, central office supplies, salaries, and benefits. The proposed expenditure per this cost center is $283,978.75. Oh, there was a question sent in. Does anybody else have questions?
There are no questions in the chat room right now.
Okay, then I'm going to mute myself and then.
There was a.
I'm going to have to decrease mine. Okay.
There was a question related to the school board paying $18,000 per year in legal fees, and why do we need $40,000 additional contingency fund? The contingency fund is, I'll answer that first. The contingency fund is for the whole school to use for unexpected and unbudgeted items. It was budgeted under the school board cost center in order to be transferred to other cost centers as needed. Why is the tech budget being cut 58,000? That was, I believe that's in a different article, so I'll address that after. And then as far as the legal fees go, we are currently in negotiations, and those negotiations are conducted through the Teachers Association and the district. Each group is represented by legal counsel. Therefore, there is a cost associated with that. The cost through the current year for legal fees is at $21,000. But if we look back on the average last year, it was $13,634. The year before that was $14,772. In 16-17, it was $21,442. And in 15-16, it was $47,023. The district must look at legal fees and place a figure in there, which we have done over the last few years at $18,000. And when negotiations happen during the year, that could go up or it could stay steady. Historically, it has been up to and about $10,000 per year. But that is not when negotiations or other factors come into play. As far as the next questions related to that was the increase due to the cost of leadership and board's understanding of contract negotiations that required an attorney. Both parties agreed to have legal representation this year, and as a result of that, incurring costs. And then what are the plans for the administration and board to address keeping our legal costs down? The answer to that, we're looking at a 3-year contract is currently under consideration, which would then mean that the district would look at over the next couple of years, making note both from the association as well as from administration on points that could come up where prior to negotiations, those can be discussed and tentatively agreed to. And then that would incur less costs on both sides when it comes to legal fees. And I do want to go back to the technology question. The question is with regard to a cut in the amount being requested for 2021. This is a bridge year for the state, which means that our state is looking at how the purchase will be done for new student devices. So there are no current lease or cost fees. Computers will not incur that this year. And the other is that $19,000 was budgeted for technology software in 2019-2020, and those are one-time expenses. That was due to our switch over to Power School and the Mosaic Lunch Program. So that reduction was not in instruction in classrooms or for students or for teachers. It was due to a central office going from Infinite Campus over to Power School.
Any questions, Seth?
No, there's none in the chat, but I did. Sheila, can you hear? Sheila can't hear us.
Really?
I'll work on that.
Thank you. Okay, which brings us back to school administration. Article 7. This article includes principals, super principals, assistant principal, support staff, benefits, and supplies. The proposed expenditure by cost center is $311,130.81.
No questions.
Thank you. Article 8, transportation and buses. This article includes transportation, salaries and benefits, supplies, purchases, services, and leases. The proposed expenditure by this cost center is $291,740.94.
No questions. Yikes.
Welcome to our world, Abby. Article 9, facilities maintenance. This article includes salaries and benefits for, as well as property insurance, general utilities for all buildings and contracted services. This is also where, nope. Is this where the revolving renovation? Oh, Sheila's not there. So we're just gonna hope that it's good. The proposed expenditure by cost center is $946,657.36.
Come back in.
No
okay?
questions
We'll
from the
watch
chat at this time.
it, okay?
Thanks, Deb.
And then
Article 10. This article includes debt service and the amount decreases as the debt is paid down, and this proposed expenditure is 0. And I'm going to throw Article 11 in there as well, because it includes all other expenditures, which obviously we currently do not have any, because that is 0 as well. So any questions on Article 10 or 11, which are both at 0?
no questions.
Thanks, Seth. Article 12, and these get longer now, but there's only a couple left. The school board recommends that the regional school unit appropriate the amount set forth below for the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, and raise and assess the amount set forth below as each municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essentials Programs and Services Funding Act in accordance with Maine Revised Statutes Title 20-A, Section 15688. The recommended amount set forth below. Dallas Plantation, $273,556.18. McGalloway, $168,342.26. Town of Rangeley, $2,069,207. How did we get that to be even? And then it goes over to the next page, doesn't it? It does. Stay in the same side. Rangeley Plantation, $196,399.31, and then Sandy River Plantation, $98,199.65. The total to be appropriated is $2,805,704.40. And then we need to raise the regional school unit assessments by municipality. Dallas Plantation, $243,135.70. McGalloway Plantation, $149,621.97. The town of Rangeley, $1,839,103.38. Rangeley Plantation, $174,558.97. Sandy River Plantation, $87,279.47, for a total that needs to be raised of $2,493,699.49. The regional school unit's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essentials Program and Services Funding Act, is the amount of money determined by state law to be the minimum amount that the regional school unit must raise and assess in order to receive the full amount of state dollars. We should do this in the morning when I've
Nope.
had a coffee. No questions?
Questions?
Thanks, Seth. Okay. Other local tax revenues for the 2020-2021 school budget. Article 13. The school board recommends the regional school unit raise and appropriate $1,679,581.11 in additional local funds, which exceeds the state's essential programs and services allocation model by $1,679,581.11 as required to fund the budget recommended by the school board. The school board gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential program services funding model by $1,679,581.11. The state's funding model does not address the reasonable costs of rural schools. The additional local funds are those locally raised funds over and above the regional school unit's local contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essentials Program and Services Funding Act, and local amounts raised for the annual payment on non-state funded debt service that will help achieve the regional school unit's budget for educational programs. I'm giving Kip Casper a lot of credit next year.
No, there are no questions in the chat.
Thanks, Seth. Summary of total of 2020-2021 school budget. The school board recommends that the regional school unit authorize the school board to expend $4,781,515.51 for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending on June 30th, 2021 from the regional school unit's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essentials Program and Services Funding Act. Non-state funded schools, construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statute Title 20-A, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy, and other receipts for the support of schools. That's it.
No questions on that article.
No questions. Any other questions? Chris, would you like anything else?
Just refer it to the referendum.
Okay, then you can, the referendum is within that packet, all of the questions. Georgia, do you have anything?
Yeah, on July 14th.
Yes, please vote on July 14th so we can pass our budget.
And thank you for joining us tonight.
No questions, Seth? We're good?
No, the chat is, there are no questions in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you all very much for joining us. We'll come out and vote, and then our next board meeting is on the 16th. So thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy this coolness.
Yeah.
Thank you.